We are in downtown Martinez. 8-month-old Budsy. Hi, Budsy. There you go. Good job. He is a master puller and a typical COVID puppy. So he's, scared of people, basically, because he's been in isolation. I am starting, like I frequently do. Look, you can see our reflection. Which is to just put him on a relatively short leash. He is using a slip chain at the moment. It's a down step from the prong collar that he's been on to get him to stop pulling. I thought about using a slip line. I wanted something that I knew I could get his attention with, especially because even by my standards, he has figured out how to drop his head and lean into it to be able to pull remarkably hard. So every time he does it, we stop walking and he sits down. He's already figured out that lift means sit. Good job. I have Doc with me as well because, it's downtown. It's a lot to throw Budsy into the Budsy into the middle of, and I'm hoping that Doc will also provide him with some reassurance and some guidance on what to do. Doodle. Across the street we go. I'm not going to make him stop and sit across the street. I'm going to give him a little quick toss, trying to get his head back up while I walk. Now we're going to stop and sit again. Now my chain has slipped down. It's to be expected. Can you sit, please? Oh, what a good boy. Now, normally I'd be giving him treats, or at least offering him treats while we did this, but I don't have 3 hands. I have one for the leash and one for the phone, huh, bud? I need like a GoPro. Would that work, do you think? Would it? Sit, please. Oh, good job. You'll also notice that until just now, I haven't been saying sit. I've just been lifting up because I don't really, the problem here is not that I want him to sit. The problem is I don't want him to pull. So by lifting straight up, it starts teaching him, every time I get too far ahead and I feel pressure on the leash, I have to sit down, as opposed to learning that the cue is the word sit. He already knows that's the cue. What I want him to learn is that pressure on the leash means back off. You might have to sit down so that he doesn't pull. I also want him to learn not to get too far ahead of me. This is not something that will matter with his owners, I think, most of the time. But for somebody who has a bad back, like yours truly, and it's a little unstable and I'm still recovering from an injury, the farther ahead he gets, the more pressure it's going to put on my spine. And for those of you with other injuries, shoulders, wrists, elbows, etc. So, I'm barely letting him get half an inch in front of me. What will happen when he goes home is that, they won't care so much, it won't matter so much as long as he's not pulling. But he'll still have that, pressure on the collar means back off. So he won't pull, he'll just walk in front. And there's no problem with that. So he's ahead of me now. The rule is head to hip, not nose to toes. So if I take a step forward and his toe is in front of my nose, if his nose is in front of my toe, he's too far ahead. I know, sit. Good job. So we're starting to get a little bit of a temper tantrum here. That's perfectly normal. I'm kind of glad to see it because it means he's not super scared and worried. He's a little annoyed that I keep making him sit down. And Melissa, what he's doing is flipping his head around and trying to grab the leash. I am not going to respond to this because a lack of response and it not working frequently is really all you need. Sit back down again. Thank you. If it simply just doesn't work, then they try something new, like doing what I'm asking. Thank you. You're such a good boy. So I'm not going to scold him for it. I'm not going to try and yank the leash out of his mouth. I'm not doing anything except ignoring the particular temper tantrum and continuing on with what I wanted in the first place. Hi. I don't know if you can tell this, but we're only going a couple steps at a time before we sit down. That's perfectly okay. This won't last very long. It'll last like this walk and maybe the next walk. And by the time we get to the one after that, I'll be thinking, gosh, maybe I should not do all this. There, thanks. Good boy. I'm going to adjust his collar back up and slip down. The farther back I keep him, the longer his collar will stay high. The farther forward he comes, the faster it slips down his neck. Nope, don't pull. Oh, I know. Now we're having a different kind of temper tantrum and he's whining. Oh, that's a pull. Yeah, I know. There, good job. That's it. Nope, we're going to sit down again. And we're going to continue doing this for a very long time. Oh, I'm whining. I know.